This is Kitzur Yomi as we continue and conclude Chapter 9, Perek Test, the halachos of Tzitzis. We pick it up from Sif Yudalid, teaches the Kitzur. Chute HaTzitzis, the strings of the Tzitzis, Tzrichen Liyos Shezurin, they have to be intertwined, they have to be strung. V'mezachon nefran mishizi rasai, and if it's unraveled, azai kol apur nechshav, then the halachically any unraveled part, ki'ilu nixas, ve'inai, it's as if it is not there. In note 90, it points out very importantly, this is only when your tzitzis is one strand doubled over. However, ours, it's much, much more. If you want, you can take your tzitzis, and if you just slowly unwind it, you'll notice that it's made up of multiple strands, and if you take each strand, it's made up of multiple more strands. Therefore, this will not be a problem. Says the Kitzur Sifta Zvav Tal Sheish Boy Tzitzis V'Nechel Shnei Chalakim. You have a talus with tzitzis that's split in half. What happens, the talus splits. I don't know if we have this so much, but that's made out of two different cloths. And at times you take it apart to clean or fix it. Definitely, we don't have such a scenario. But either way, then you resew them together. Kivon, since each half of the talis is large enough to wrap yourself with. Okay, therefore, it's enough if one removes two of the tzitzis. It means a chil shiyirtzeh. And after you put it back together, you don't have to remove all of them. You remove two. Then you put it back on, everything's going to be fine. However, if each half is not big enough, then it's because when it's separated, if they're called chelik meitzitzis, then it's potter because it's not big enough. And after you put it back together, it's chayav. If the first one was there, you have a serious problem of Pasal b'shem tasal v'nal, so you can upset echad. However, if they were of one, the two sides were separated, one of the sides yeshon k'dei yitov, u'b'chelik acher ein boy k'dei yitov, then yasser ha'tzitzis b'chelik zeh she'ein boy k'dei yitov, and the one that is big enough k'dei yitov could keep the tzitzis on, and then you'll just reconnect. You'll reconnect the tzitzis afterwards. And we continue with Sif Tazayin. If the corner was ripped or torn, cut, then it's cut off entirely. And the piece, the corner is not 3 thumbs by 3 thumbs. This corner, even after you sew it back on, you're not allowed to put tzitzis on it. Why? Since it's not 3 by 3, ain't no love shame bagad. It doesn't have the status of a bagad, and therefore, even if you connect it afterwards, the next kippur, it's if it's separated. And you have to be machmir. Note 93 points out that there are mekilim. Talis is not completely torn off. It's a little bit attached. You can sew back up. So again, I don't know how common this is, but if it's ripping, sewed up before it separates. It's customary. What do they do by our tzitzis? They sew on the back end of your tzitzis. You can see they sew an extra square on. Bekanve atalas in the corner, Misham the Bahar Beim Gadim, because many Gadim feel Chadash, even new ones. Yishan Chatichas Mechubarais have small pieces. Shem Bem Shel Shekidolim, Mashel Shekidolim. So they put the back piece on in order to solve any problems. The Chinos Makam Atalas like tzitzis Chatichas Shel Shekidolim, Mashel Shekidolim. We continue with Siv Yedzai Yisha. Imrim Shechol Hasheder Shalai Kanaf. The entire area of the corner, Sharayu Latil Sham Esat Tzitzi. You see, you have to put the tzitzis Hainu. Meanwhile, so the place of a thumb to the end of the talus until 3 thumbs away. No stitching on the corner. Any thread that you can make with them tzitzis. You don't want to have any threads on the corner that you could potentially make tzitzis from. Why? An example. Rab Chutei Meshi Chodai so with a different type of material. V'tal Shel Meshi Lo Yitav B'Chutei Meshi. V'tal Shel Tzemer Lo Yisperendu B'Chutei Tzemer Aval B'Shel Meshi Chodai V'Yish Ach B'Chol Zeh. Even though we spoke about that around the circle, you want to sew it up. Should also be machmer. If it's dyed, then ain lachash, because usually don't have colored tzitzis. If you want to remove the tzitzis, put on new tzitzis, which are nicer. One of them ripped over, it's little shleimais. Maybe it's still kosher. We want to put on nicer ones, or one of them ripped and it's better. Why? Because you're not leaving the beged without tzitzis at all. You're making it better. You should be careful. Not into makam bizayin. That's a very important line. What do you see from this line? Does it need geniza? Clearly not. Because if it needed geniza, I wouldn't just say don't throw it into a makam bizayin. It would say you have to bury it. So clearly we see that the Kitzur is baskening that you're allowed to throw it out as long as it's not makam say. If you test, if you look even tzitzis became possible. Again, don't throw it directly in the garbage. And there are those that come to the sefer, the harness sefer, last one simin basefer. Why? We should have a mitzvah sechadazim. No, let's have a mitzvah achrita. When you do a mitzvah once, you want to do another mitzvah with that item. A gama talis, shenisyash, a talis garment that became worn out. You don't want to use it as a rug to wipe your feet. And finally, Sivchav in Babeshav the base second says do you find that your talis is possible? And you don't have another talis to borrow. And everyone's wearing a talis, and you're embarrassed. You don't have a talis. Azai, an incredible chiddush. We see how far it goes, the dignity of man. You can't fix it today. Let it even wear a talis with basal titis because of the bizayin, the embarrassment. Only if you didn't know before Shabbos and Nifsalah. The other goes to Shabbos and Nifsalah, then also love shy. Why? Excuse me, one small sif lav, sif chaval, v'oivish. If someone wears a garment that's chayiv in tzitzis, but he wears it below tzitzis, raise a bittul mitzvah say. And you got to be careful. Bixas begadim, some garments that seem beoifen sheish lamar bekanafais that they have 4 corners. You got to srichel karanechel sheagol lamaisa. The one case which is common nowadays is you got these pashtidas, these big massive scarves which have 4 corners. You got to round out the corner. Aval, if kafel, it's like Aaron, if you fold it over, v'yitafru, and you sew it up, in shenira agla looks rounded, loy mehani. Chol kamishal chatacha, if it's not cut off, atayim b'chlal beged hu, so you got to cut off the corner. And finally, concludes the Kitzur, v'gadol, oynesh mavatel mitzvah tzitzis, gadol oynesh mavatel mitzvah tzitzis, how terrible is the punishment, v'azar b'mitzvah tzitzis, Zeicha v'roya pnei hashchina. We should all be zeicha. Pick it up from Sivmin, from Perik Yod in the next year. B'siyata dishmaya.